Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music. Midnight music.
All right. Excuse me while I change audio settings.
Knock yourself out. You want to hear a funny story, Will and/or K?
Always.
Yeah. So, and it's the middle of a day, middle of my work day, which I am working, in air quotes and all stuff. Hello, Mr. Frets. What the fuck do you think we're talking about tonight? And so Charles calls me out of the blue. And I'm like, what's up? And he goes, so are you ready for a shit show tonight? And I'm like, oh, am I ever? Oh man, I was cooking last night too. Dumpster fire. Thank you, Charles, for correcting me. I was cooking last night too. Okay, I air fried salmon. Amazing.
Oh, that sounds
I have breaking
Amazing.
news.
10 minutes in the air fryer. That's all it needed.
I
It's
believe
fucking
that.
fantastic. You have breaking news, Kay.
Yeah,
What do you got for me?
Breaking news.
Ooh.
Freckles is
Fucking-
here.
Yay! I
You
think
can't say
Freckles.
breaking news on a night like tonight.
Yeah, right. Come on, damn it, Kay.
That's why I said it.
Jesus,
She just showed it.
Jesus Christ, Kay.
She had a sneaking suspicion I might be home, so she
Thank
popped
you.
up to see me.
Thank you. All right, cool.
Oh my God, Cat, breaking news. You almost gave me a fucking heart attack, Kay.
God,
I was like, damn, do I have to throw the show away now and just talk about this?
yeah.
Could you
You
imagine?
had something like Nick Khan was found dead in a dumpster.
Oh my God, I'd be like, oh my God.
Oh, she's gone home.
Is Shane O'Mac back?
Could you imagine? Imagine
I could. That's the crazy thing. I probably
Shane
could.
finally
Yeah.
finishes the story from like 6 years ago where he pulls out the black box. That
Oh my
secret agreement he
God.
talked about for so long that we never got a resolution to.
Yeah, that storyline that never got
Yeah.
finished.
Because Shane decided to jump off the top of a cell.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, let's do that instead. And Vince was like, all right, let's give it a shot.
Oh my God. But yeah, air frying salmon, phenomenal.
Yeah, Jazz has an air fryer, so I'm very excited to
Dude,
play around with
you'll
that.
never. I have not used my oven or my George Foreman in months now. That's literally all I do.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get rid of my toaster oven and my microwave because, like, dude, I think like we have a new apartment. We did find an apartment, obviously.
Congratulations.
It's fucking dope.
Is
Oh,
it up
yeah.
5 stories
But,
like this past one?
No, it's up I think three flights,
Okay.
2 flights. Yeah, so it's
How
not bad.
far is it from your current place?
It is 2 blocks south.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Nice.
great.
Yep, it is 2 blocks down, and she's gonna move from Jersey City, but me, it's just moving 2 blocks. But we have no the kitchen's
Ooh,
tiny,
so there's no
like
space.
no counter space. So like we can only I'm like, listen, we gotta prioritize the air fryer because I've heard so many good things.
Yes,
about it.
you do.
And she's like, oh, I know. So
I think does the apartment come with a microwave?
no, it doesn't.
Oh, so
actually.
you just have a stove?
Yeah, my current one didn't come with a microwave either, but I have one of those as well.
I really think you should have a microwave in the apartment.
Oh,
Yeah,
definitely,
no,
I'm
no.
gonna bring it.
Microwave
I'm
is
just like,
necessity.
Listen, we can just unplug
Yeah,
things.
that's what you
right?
got to do.
Yeah. I have a Instant Pot that lives in a cabinet because I don't have counter space for it. The toaster oven stays on the counter, but everything else I have
Yeah,
away.
if I decide to give my air fryer a break, my air fryer stays on my countertop. But if I ever decided to use my George Foreman, I'm like, you know what? I just want to grill something like traditionally. I have to switch up to George Foreman, so it's in one of the cabinet spaces.
Yeah, I have a Star Wars waffle maker that also lives in a cabinet.
Nice.
Didn't you post a picture of that the other day, Kay?
No.
I must have saw it on like Facebook or Instagram then.
Ah, Taekwon's here. Taekwon is ready for the shit show. I know he
Hi,
is.
Saquon.
He's been
He
waiting for it all
probably
week.
has.
I literally woke up this morning to so many people texting me about everything going on, and I'm like, wow, I'm so lucky this happened on a Wednesday.
I swear to God, everybody on our Discord chat looking at you, Fritz. If you guys try to cause panic at 1 a.m. again, I swear to God.
I was okay. Well, I'll get more into it, but like I was dead asleep, so I like woke up. Like I had one of my friends texting me at 2, and I go, "Oh my God, something's wrong."
Yeah, Taekwon is already going off, and I love this. A-Rap money should be the theme for the next crown jewel.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. This is crazy. Absolutely no. They're not bold. Oh my God. Actually, this is a perfect storm. I think Taekwon and Charles Taekwon and Charles are going to gang up. This is actually going to be pretty funny.
Oh, dear. I'm gonna go get a beverage.
As you should. I almost thought about drinking whiskey on tonight's show. Because I was like, you know what? We're going to need it. This is going to be probably one of my more interactive shows ever. I almost put the cover of this one of like McMahon in a do-rag because I just thought it was really funny. But I was like, you know what?
Oh my God!
I was like, you know what? Let's pump the brakes a little.
Much.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I really don't know what to think about this completely.
it's so. The crazy part about it is, it feels like it's a kayfabe storyline.
Yeah, no, this is very real though. like,
Yes.
I think it was Matt Man who was like, there's the show Secession, it's just the McMahons. That's it really is
They
what
take
it
over.
is.
They do a reality show called The McMahons and it replaces Chrisley Knows Best because Chrisley's gone for 12 years.
Like for real though.
Oh my god! I actually have a CNN article about because there's an update to the amount of money that Vince was using of the company. Because they had to adjust the 2019, 2020, and 2021 financial their financial statements because of all the money Vince was using up.
It's just such a wild situation.
Yeah, it's very wild. It's very wild, and we're only gonna when we do start the show, we are only gonna work with what we know factually.
Yeah, we have to. Unless it's confirmed by
Yeah,
WWE.
yeah, and I'm not confirmed by bodyslam.net or What Culture or anybody like that. I'm barely taking Matt Men, and I usually trust Matt Men and Zarian because that's my dude.
Yeah.
But I'm talking when we get we need a press release from WWE and confirmation and sword beating Roman and confirmation from like multiple sides. So this isn't just like a WWE discussion. When we get into it, this is more of a business and an economic this is a business discussion. This is clear,
totally. 100%.
Yeah, and because of that, that's why outlets like CNBC, CNN, ESPN, and all the other Wall Street Journal are all covering this situation because this is bigger than just pro wrestling. This could potentially be a economic shifting event for a lot of people. That's not confirmed at all yet. This is all speculation. Because it's good to speculate sometimes. That gives us content to actually do a show like today. Although I will say it did run through my mind. I was like, fuck, is this going to be the last time we ever cover a brand like this again? I was like, do we have to really change up what content we cover? Oh, man. Where's Hustler Magazine when you need them? You're a ridiculous icon. How do you know about Hustler Magazine? Isn't that like way before your prime?
Oh, that's the other thing I forgot to completely tell you. Oh my god, hang on, let me go in my closet. 1 second.
What? Did you buy a belt? Did you get a... I bet you it's a new robe, Kay. Look at you, body slam. Kay, are you there, Kay? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm eating.
Okay, I was like, why can't I hear you?
Because I don't want to crunch so
Fair
loudly.
Fair enough. I appreciate that, Kay. I wonder what the hell Will got. This is the last thing we see before we actually do start the show, because we are going to start on just a couple moments, because like you see, we have a crap ton to really discuss and talk about. I have 2 computers open for this, because there's a lot of factual information we need to really anchor down on. No pun intended.
Okay, so story
All right,
time.
let's hear it.
Oh boy.
Christmas Eve dinner.
Okay.
We are at my aunt and uncle's house doing 7 Fishes Italian bullshit.
Yes, the
And
Feast of 7 Fishes.
yeah.
Great time.
My uncle Louis comes up, who was technically my grandmother's cousin on my mom's side. So, but my mom, we all called him Uncle Louis. Anyway, he died years
Okay.
ago. And my Aunt Carol was talking about his estate and how he had a giant collection of Playboy magazines.
Okay.
And they were too embarrassed
That
to
was
sell
part
them.
of the estate?
That was part of the
Okay.
estate because he collected them. So
Listen,
I was
man,
just like,
collectors
I'll
are
sell them.
collectors, right?
I was like, I'll sell them. And one of the first, so I literally have 200 Playboy magazines in
Okay,
my
you
trunk.
can't sell all of them, because some of them are pretty dope.
Well,
Yeah.
I got Tori Wilson's
Nice,
right
like
here.
I said, like one of them, some of them are pretty dope.
So if anyone wants Tori Wilson's Playboy, so I'll do like
What
20 bucks.
What eras do you have?
Do you have
of
China's Playboy?
I have the 60s until the 2000, like late 2000s.
So you have China.
That's
So you have
rad.
China's Playboy then, don't you?
Probably. I gotta find it. Like I didn't go through all of them, but
who were
like,
all the divas or female superstars that did Playboy? Were Sable?
if I have Maria Kanellis's, that's gonna be a good one because that was the last WWE superstar to do Playboy.
Mr. Fretz won Sable.
That was 2008. I did find a Pam Anderson from 1989.
Wow, before Baboom.
Oh,
wow.
hell yeah.
Yeah. So some of them, like I have. Me and Jazz and I did some research. A few of these are actually pretty valuable.
Taekwon wants to know if the pages were sticky.
That's the great thing. They're all in great condition, no sticky. I flipped.
Oh, he's a real collector. He's a real
impressive.
collector.
Yeah, my uncle Louis was a real legit collector.
Okay.
These things are in really good condition. They're not mint because they've been opened. Like none of them are mint condition, but they're all in very good condition.
So wait, can we name all the females from WWE that have done Playboy? I know Sable did it. China. He's saying Fred's saying Maria Kanellis, Candice Michelle, Christy Hemme.
Did Sunny do
did
it?
not do it. Sunny was gone from the company before the Playboy partnership, I think, really boomed.
Oh,
Sunny would have been a wild one to have, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? Was that everybody that's done Playboy for WWE?
Possibly.
I'm gonna, that did. Let me see. It's a 9. So there's Tori. According to what culture? Tori was 1. A former diva, Carmela de Cesar. What the hell was her name?
So yeah, Taquan, if you and your college buddies want Playboys like an adult,
Oh, Ashley.
none of this Pornhub bullshit.
Ashley Massaro did Playboy.
You can also just Google them because it's the internet.
Well, that's what I'm looking at right now. Ashley Massaro did them.
Yeah, dude, Facebook Marketplace wouldn't let me sell any of them
because it's pornography.
Because it's porn.
Yeah, it's pornography.
Craigslist that shit.
But Craigslist and eBay.
Maria Kanellis, which we knew. eBay, of course.
Thing is, dude, realistically though, a lot of these are completely useless. Or completely
Candice
worthless.
Michelle. Oh, that's right. There's got to be a Maurice in there.
Probably.
If I do, I'll let you know. Tori Wilson, dude. Tori Wilson looks pretty good. Not gonna lie, she looks really good.
Tori Wilson still
photos.
looks good. Obviously, China. You might want to keep the China. The China one was a very big one. I remember that being a very big deal.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta go through them first today because like there's so many in my trunk. Like I'm not really getting them out of there until I have 6 boxes.
Yeah.
Like I'm not getting them out there until I move. I took like 30 or so just to get started. But you know I'm not gonna. I gotta move these now.
Yeah.
Cost me.
Have fun with that shit, dude. Have a lot of fun with that. Wow. I didn't think we'd talk about Vince McMahon and Playboy in the same pre-show, but here we are. Here we are.
Anything is possible if you follow your dreams.
Someone told Vince that way too many times.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this 1989 Pam Anderson one was going for like $1,400 on eBay.
Dude. That's fucking
wild.
great.
No, it's like 500. Who wants it?
Dude, I would get your money's worth. You can
You can make a lot of money selling.
6 crates full of these stuff, dude. You can get a lot of money.
I'm telling you, dude, I could, but I gotta find one person who wants them because there's a lot of people just don't want them.
Gotcha.
That's just, it's like, I could hang on to these for years. Who knows? But I'm gonna try. Most of these will probably just go for like a few dollars, like the paper that's worth. Like this one, 1989. So Pam Anderson was October 1989, sold for $4.
That's rough.
And she looked really good in 1989. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, that's before Tommy Lee. I believe that was before Tommy Lee. But who knows? All right, are we ready? Are we ready to go? Are you guys ready to go? Because we're about to.
Yep.
Shit's gonna be nuts. Will, you ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it to it.
All right, give me that countdown. Ready when you are.
I gotta pick a video game to install first. I'm just kidding. I'll do that after. All right, let me start rolling.
Mhm.
Starting in. Damn it! Move over. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Midnight music.
Coming up this week on Kings of the Rings podcast, welp. By hook or by crook, Vince McMahon is back in a power position in WWE. And the immediate fallout has been historical. We are going to talk about all of that, what it means, all the rumors, in just a couple of moments. Plus, whenever we get done talking about Vince, we're going to look at Roman Reigns going full father mode on Sami Zayn, Dominik Mysterio going full Konan on the establishment, and Alexa Bliss gets a little howdy. So make sure you meet up with MVP because business is about to pick up because it's Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 323, Return of the Vinny Mac, exclusively on Wrestle Addict Radio. And oh boy, get your billionaire strut ready. It starts right now.
Oh, whoops. I fucked up a little
This
bit.
asshole.
It's okay. It's okay.
No chance, that's what you got. Up against the machine too strong.
He's back. He's back, and
Puppets.
oh my god!
I just love the puppets part of the song. It's really puppets.
Marks are losing their shit. I have barely gotten enough sleep in the last fucking couple of days because what we thought was going to happen since last week has not happened, and everything that we've never thought would ever occur has happened. This is the best kayfabe storyline I've seen in wrestling in a very, very long time, and the only problem is it's all real. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what will surely be a monumental episode of Kings of the Rings podcast, episode 323, Return of the Vinny Mac. Of course, I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. The gang is all here, including Will, who, by my sources on Twitter, say you're now the majority owner of WWE.
God, I wish, dude. You know how much money? You know what? Yeah, per sources. I love that. I love that. I love how per sources is in parentheses and quotes. Also, per sources, my Facebook status is legally single. So there's that too. But I'm Will Tarashuk, Keith and Thomas, ARASHUK. My time in Las Vegas was awesome. When Willie T comes to town, it rains in the desert. So let that be like a little send off.
I don't think that's what making it rain is supposed to be, but whatever. K Murphy.
No, it's not at all. I didn't go to a strip club. I did drive by a few though. Great barbecue. My friend Phil took me to a great barbecue.
All I've been wondering about your whole trip is what the food you ate. And yes, I am too excited to meet Enzo and Moray this weekend.
How you doing?
How you doing? I paid $25 that I will be using to take a photograph with him. And then I'm going to go on the train and go home. I'm very excited.
Honestly, that's the most normal thing I've heard in the past 72 hours of professional wrestling is that you're going to a meet and greet.
I'm going to meet Enzo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, finally some levity in all of this that's going on. But before we get started, folks, obviously, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast. If you like all of us and what you're listening to, please subscribe to all of our socials. We have merchandise available, all of that fun stuff. Links to all of our social media and other platforms are in the description below. So please take some time out to do that and subscribe to our YouTube channel or our Twitch channel. Wherever you are watching us, please like, share, subscribe, and let the world know that we are about to lose our fucking minds talking about the events that have transpired since last week, because last week was a pretty normal week in wrestling. And then
I didn't miss much.
Yeah.
I looked at the highlights for Raw and SmackDown. I was like, oh, I didn't miss too much. Nothing crazy in the show is going to happen without me. They'll live. Boom.
Yeah, and then
Just like that.
And then Thursday happened.
Here we are.
That's exactly yes. Thursday happened, and news broke that everybody's favorite illegitimate father, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, is making a return into the company. Now, as per we're going to go into the Hollywood Reporter, but I'm going to say, as per CNN's report,
You know it's credible.
yes, it's better than Body Slam. Okay, better than Body Slam. Okay. WWE this past Friday confirmed Vince McMahon's return, also announcing in the press conference that it intends to undertake a review of its strategic alternatives with the goal of being to maximize the value for all WWE shareholders, suggesting that the company would be exploring a sale. And when the news of that came out, the stock actually rose 17%.
Yeah, stock just took a big old let's hit the fucking moon.
Yeah. It raised 70%. And also to be just so that we're clear on this as well, WWE also has hired J.P. Morgan, the big financial firm, to represent them at the potential of a sale. So that is also a very big deal because this is also a company now that is valued in the billions of dollars. If anybody,
You put it this way, UFC sold for $4 billion
yes,
Yeah.
years ago.
yeah,
That's a lot of money.
WWE is probably worth $10 to $15 billion.
yeah.
Like that's reasonable. Mm-hmm. The thing is, like, who can afford that?
Well, we're about to find out.
Like that's a lot. When you buy
Yeah.
a company like this, you buy
Everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
all the debts, everything.
yeah,
You buy the warehouse, you buy everything.
yeah. There's a
You
lot.
buy a SmackDown fist, you buy everything.
Physical and liquid assets galore. There are a ton, and plus they also have offices all around the fucking world. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to do there. Also, to be noted as well, according to CNN, Mr. McMahon also released a statement, which is also true as well. Mr. McMahon's representative stated that WWE has an exceptional management team, and he does not intend for his return to have any impact on their roles, duties, or responsibility. So that whole rumor that Meltzer probably put out that Vince McMahon was going to return to creative, but he got shut down, was not true in any sense of the word, according to his press release. So everything was going to stay intact. And at this point in time, we all had this idea, okay, Vince is going to come back. He's going to try to do a potential sale. This all makes sense to me.
Everything here just makes sense to me so far.
Yeah.
Like you cannot sell WWE without Vince McMahon. It's just not worth as much.
Not at all.
Yeah. Also, because Vince is here's the one thing. He may have resigned from the board. He may have not been the chairperson anymore, but the one thing that he was, and still is the majority shareholder of the company. And he who has the most shares controls what the fuck is done with the company.
It's we kind of talked about this
When he left.
When he left, that he still is majority shareholder. Like he only left kind of.
Yeah.
He doesn't touch creative, but he's still on the board.
Yeah, he was out of his day-to-day role, but he was always majority shareholder. Like nothing really changed on the back end.
Yeah, he just he's chilling at home now.
Yeah.
All of his shares. Here's also the thing to really put into context. He's the majority shareholder.
He's 80%.
Yeah, he's got a lot. And so with that as well, if you are trying to, let's say the board is trying to sell the company, which by all means they probably could, who would pick it up is another topic. But it makes better business sense if the majority shareholder is on the board. It also makes better business sense when somebody who has a lot of
he has to be.
when someone who has a lot of experience in sports and entertainment and media, like Vincent Kennedy McMahon has, it would make sense that he would leverage his influence on the deal.
Hey, Ricky, it's like you trying to sell your apartment without talking to the landlord.
Yeah.
It's like, well, can we do this deal? Well, let me ask the 80%. Let me ask the person who owns 80% of the company who isn't here right now.
Yeah.
Duh. Like he has to be back for him to sell, for the company to sell. He has to.
Yeah, and it all.
And I do believe that is why he's coming back. I also do believe he wants to be back in head of creative. I do believe that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think it's going to happen as people fear it will.
Yeah, I don't think so as well. And also, it would make sense is when you think about it, okay, it's a potential sale, so there's nothing really set in stone right now. But then I started to think about this before yesterday happened, and I was like, okay, you can explore potential sale, you can up the price, but then again, I thought, oh, let me think. When Vince bought the company from his father, because it wasn't just a handshake agreement. Vince had to buy the company from his father because his father made him start from the fucking bottom and build his way up.
Yeah.
And I was like, that sounds a lot like what Vince did to Shane and Stephanie. Oh my God, Vince is going to just up the price and then just sell it to his kids, because that makes perfect sense. It's a family-run business.
Just sell it to yourself.
Yeah, sell it to the kids. It's a family-run business, and I think family is a big thing for Vince, and being a family-run business, because that's also the thing that's helped keep pro wrestling kind of humble and not really as corporate as it could be, because that it's run by, at least WWE, it's been run by a small amount of people.
The family has always been involved. The family has always been there.
Yeah.
It's either been Stephanie, Shane, Vince, or a combo of the three.
Or Linda. Linda was CEO at one point as well.
Or Linda as well. I always forget Linda.
Yeah,
But
everybody forgets Linda.
I think that's a great point, Ricky. Actually, I really do. The fact that, WWE does have that corporate stink all over it, but also has that, hey, we're a family business.
Yeah. And I think people enjoy it. So I was like, okay, we're going to talk about this.
Oh, people eat that shit up.
Like, I truly do think that if they sell and the McMahons aren't involved in some way, shape, or form, the product's going to be awful. Because I don't think people outside McMahon's truly get the business.
I don't think they do. No. There's only a couple people who are not named McMahon that really do truly get the business. And most of those people still work for Vince.
And a lot of them married to McMahon. Right? I mean, you got to think Triple H, right? Triple H has been involved in creative since 1997.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it is
such a long
fucking nuts.
time.
No, Bruce Pritchard's been in wrestling in creative since he was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
Give or take.
The greatest wrestling mind that probably WWE still has, arguably, is Paul Heyman, but if you've seen how ECW was run in the 90s, you do not give Paul this company. Okay?
No, yeah, because Vince McMahon also kind of ran ECW.
As that as well.
Definitely financially, but also kind of like everything he did in him was creative. He was like, yeah, Paul, just do whatever the fuck you want. It's always like at Rob Van Dam when I want him, it's fine.
So this seemed like a done deal, in my eyes at least, that we were going to talk about all the speculation of a sale, and it'd all be for nothing, because obviously Stephanie and Co are still in the company, until yesterday, when Stephanie McMahon issued a statement pretty much stating, and I'll read the statement, hold on, let me actually pull this shit up right now. Stephanie McMahon issued a statement saying, about 8 months ago, took a leave of absence, and within a few weeks, unexpectedly, I had the opportunity of a lifetime, as I had the privilege to return as co-CEO and chairwoman of the board of WWE. I cannot put into words how proud I am to have led what I consider to be the greatest company in the world, working alongside a remarkable leadership team and one of the strongest executives I have known in my co-CEO, Nick Khan. Our founder, Vince McMahon, has returned as executive chair and is leading the exciting process regarding strategic alternatives, and with Nick Khan's leadership and Paul Triple H Levesque as Chief Content Officer, I'm confident WWE is in the perfect place to continue to provide unparalleled creative content and drive maximum value for shareholders. WWE is in such a strong position that I have decided to return to my leave and take it one step further with my official resignation. I look forward to cheering on WWE from the other side of the business where I started when I was a little kid as a pure fan. I will always remain dedicated to WWE. I truly love our company, our employees, our superstars, and our fam, and I am grateful to all of our partners. Thank you for everything. Then, now, forever together, Stephanie McMahon. That hits almost 24 hours ago. And
I was sad.
I'm really sad.
I immediately called Charles. I texted you, Will. I said, Stephanie's gone. And Will's like, oh, yeah, sick leave about, she'll be back. And I was like, no, Will, she's gone. And you were like, oh, wow.
Well, because now I'm thinking, oh, shit, well, is she still a shareholder? Or should she give those up, too?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I think
that was my first thought. I'm like, is she just not going to get paid now? Like, is she out, like, from the sale, too?
Can't she be a
that's fucked up.
shareholder without being an employee?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be a board member without being an employee too. But
Yeah.
that was my thing. I was like, that was my first thought. Like, is she out of the sale if they are indeed selling? Because if that's the case and she got pushed out like that, that's fucked.
It's crazy. We're never going to know the story. And so here's where things pretty much start to get really maniacal. And you're like, oh, wow, this isn't true. So again, according to the Wall Street Journal, as I'm reading here, McMahon retired in July 2022. Remains the company's shareholder following his departure, but WWE disclosed multiple expenses that McMahon hadn't reported. What was our total when we first did? It was like, what, 12 million?
Oh, a total of what? Oh, like how much money he paid?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think up to 12 million sounds right.
Well,
You can fact check us though, Freckles.
According to CNN, it is 19.6 million that forced the company to revise its financial statements from 2019, 2021, and 2022. Although many of the payments are related to the company's investigation of his alleged sexual misconduct with former employees, McMahon reportedly made undisclosed payments to $5 million to former President Donald Trump's charity, the Donald J. Trump Foundation, in 2007 and 2009. The Journal in July reported McMahon paid more than $12 million to 4 women. In addition to McMahon's return, he shook up the company board and replaced 3 people.
Yeah, those are 3 people that give him the yes votes to be back on the board.
Correct. So here's what happened. So let's.
There was some corporate fuckery going on.
There was some corporate fuckery, as according to the Hollywood Reporter, which I will move to now. McMahon, the Hollywood Reporter reported McMahon exercises authority as the company's controlling shareholder to fire 3 of WWE's board members and add himself to the board because he needed 3 people to resign for him to return to the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he had some sycophants too.
Yeah. So he fired.
He had some yes votes.
Yeah, he fired 3 people from the board, and and he added himself and 2 former executives to the board. That's also stated by the Hollywood Reporter that after this happened, 2 other WWE board members resigned following this move by McMahon.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's also something to think about as well before we move on to what the big rumor has been circling around for less than 24 hours. Hollywood Reporter and also multiple sites report, thank God Adam Cole's back in AEW, I guess. Anywho, Hollywood Reporter reported that in letters to Vince McMahon sent last month, the WWE board, including at the time Stephanie and Triple H sitting on, said that it unanimously believed that it would be a mistake for Vince McMahon to return to the company. The document stated this determination is based on a variety of factors, including non-public information the board has become aware of and risks to the company and its shareholders of placing a greater spotlight on these issues, the board wrote. This was signed by everybody on that board.
Yeah, the board was not happy about this.
Yeah.
And Vince pretty much whipped his dick out. He's like, I will veto
everything.
Because Vince threatened the TV deal. He's like, if you want a TV deal, I have to sign off on it. Because guess what? It's my company. I own 80%.
Yeah.
So there are rumors out there that he's actually not interested in selling. He was using that as a bargaining chip to say, listen, if you don't let me back on, no TV deal, and I'll sell it for way less than what it's worth, and you all fucked. So I'm still not convinced I'll believe he's going to sell when I hear it's sold by WWE itself.
Yeah.
Like once Vince McMahon makes that press release, I'll believe it's sold. Until then, I don't think he's going to sell. I think it was a bargaining chip.
Yeah. K. Murphy, after hearing all of this and all of this craziness that's happened, we haven't even gotten to the big blockbuster news that people think may or may not have happened, which, according to all credible sources, nothing's set in stone. What is your thoughts on all of this, Kay?
So, I feel like the last 24 hours have been incredibly overwhelming. And a lot of people have been like pushing the panic and eject buttons before anything has actually happened, which is like super stressful.
Yeah.
I'm not confident that, like we'll get more into like the big rumor in like a minute, but I don't believe it's quite sold yet, but I also am like a little paranoid, and I feel like WWE is leaking information to test the public reaction.
That is not out of the realm of possibility.
That's also not abnormal either.
Correct. Yeah, that could be a big deal as well. And I wouldn't put it past them to do that. Like Will said, it's not that uncommon. But also we also have to remember the big thing here is that more so than anything, because WWE does not have to sell their company at all whatsoever, or Vince doesn't have to sell his company. They need a new TV deal. Those TV deals are expiring. Those $2 billion rights deals that they got between NBC and Fox are expiring very soon, and they need to start negotiating, and now is the time to negotiate. Above all, that is the primary thing. JP Morgan's there as a, let's just see how much money I can get out of this. Potentially. But, however, in less than 24 hours ago, rumors started circulating in the echo chamber that is the panic room known as wrestling Twitter. The IWC believed from somewhat credible sources who call themselves journalists. They're, like I said, somewhat credible, bodyslam.net, so on, so and so forth, saying that they were hearing rumors. Again, I want to emphasize this really a lot, is that it's just rumors. There's nothing in stone. That there's.
I got a sideberg real quick before we get to this.
Go ahead.
It's so much wrestling journalism pisses me off sometimes. I think it was WrestleZone. It was like a rumor that like Andrade was going to leave AEW. And this fucking journalist wrote, I don't know how many times in the article, I haven't heard anything official from AEW. I haven't heard anything official from AEW, but here's what's happening. It's just like, well, shut the fuck up then. So here's what I'm getting. I watched a TV program, and this is what I think is happening. Let's make this journalism news. Now, granted, thank you for telling me you don't know anything, but thank you for also wasting my time, you fuckhead.
Yeah. It's a lot of clickbait in wrestling.
That's what I take the Saudi Arabia news as. You're just assuming because you need clicks. Yeah,
the echo chamber that is the IWC went into a collective panic that there was allegedly a deal has already been set in stone that Vince McMahon was going to sell the company to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which, by the way, it still blows my mind that people were thinking that he's just going to sell the company to a country. Okay.
No, I think it's totally possible he can do that.
It is, and it wouldn't exactly be Saudi Arabia in and of itself, because obviously they have to create something to buy it, because you can't like just we're going to give this to the country. It's not like you're giving the Statue of Liberty back to like France.
Well, no, they have all the money in the world. They have that. Saudi Arabia doesn't have to report their earnings like U.S. does. Correct. As fake as the U.S. earnings are, at least they're reporting something. Saudi Arabia, how much money do they have? I don't know.
Who knows?
There's trillionaires over there probably.
Yeah, no, there is.
We just don't know.
There is. And so the rumor is that WWE and Vince McMahon had already come to an agreement that they were I want to sell George Lipless back to next. That's horrible. That they were in agreement to sell to what is known as Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. And so I had to be like, what the hell is a public investment fund? So here's what I got. Huh?
It's made up.
Yeah.
It's a slush fund.
It's yes.
Made up how?
It's made up. It's like a lot of charities or slush funds for billionaires to get tax write-offs.
So here's from the official Saudi Arabia website. It's a part of their Saudi Arabia 2030 plan. The thing that we had initially talked about when WWE first announced their partnership about how
do they own Live Golf?
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Slush fund.
And so it's their way, from what I gather, and I'll read the official press release, is that the Public Investment Fund program is epitomizing the country's vision to diversify the economy and invest locally and internationally. The strategy will ensure that the Public Investment Fund continues to establish robust economic partnerships to deepen its impact well beyond Saudi borders. The Public Investment Fund program is a roadmap to the advance mint of Vision 2030 as it endeavors to develop Saudi Arabia's wealth by contributing to non-oil GDP growth and investing in opportunities across diversified sectors. Let's translate that for you. They realize, oh shit, we're really rich off of his oil money, but oil's going away quicker than we think, so we need to start investing in other shit so we can keep our wealth. That's what I got from it.
Well, it's that also, they don't really want to sell to the U.S. anymore, at least not for the price they were doing it. They're more interested in Russia and China.
Yeah.
So there's the geopolitical things about that as well.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea how much oil they actually have over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they don't like the U.S. They like to embarrass the U.S. on a global scale, and they kind of want to move past more things of oil, which is U.S. entertainment. And that's what concerns me the most about if it gets sold to WWE. It's not like the social things that Twitter is mad about. Oh, Charlotte in a hijab, or they're gonna cancel women's. No, shut up. That's not what's gonna happen. That's not.
Yeah.
Like that's stupid. They use WWE as PR. All right, they're not gonna install their silly policies on a U.S. product in the U.S.
They need WWE,
that's not gonna happen.
and they need WWE's relatively good PR.
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. Yeah, I have a problem with if they sold. I have a problem with any U.S. corporation selling out to a regime such as the Saudi regime. Granted, it's U.S. capitalism, and they're allowed to do that. I don't like it, but legally, yeah, they can do it.
There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah.
Nothing we can do about it. Nothing anybody can do about it. That's the law, and that's the way it's written. That's the way it should be written.
Yeah.
However, Saudi has a lot of interest in U.S. properties. Like I mentioned, Live Golf, the golf league. That's inconsequential because it's golf. You got the WWE. If it happens,
don't tell about the golfers. Golfers are pissed.
I know golfers are pissed, as they should be pissed. I'm pissed at it too. But in terms of like the great ramifications, like there was rumors that Elon Musk was going to sell Twitter to Saudi Arabia. That's a problem. That's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest of big problems. If Saudi Arabia controls an American social media company, let alone we got TikTok with China. So two of the biggest platforms in the U.S. are going to be TikTok and Twitter, owned by foreign nations.
Although Twitter is actually not as big as people think it is, which is kind of really crazy.
It's not. But like the richest people, the elites use Twitter.
Yeah,
that's what it's important for.
Yes.
But that's just the whole free speech thing, and that I think all that's very consequential. Saudi Arabia also gave $2 billion to Jared Kushner, so he's got ties to Trump.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia is getting their money in every part of American culture. That is the bigger problem with them buying WWE, not so much of what you could or could not see on fucking television.
Yeah, and
that's my problem with Saudi Arabia potentially buying WWE. I don't like that.
Yeah, as part of the public investment fund, they are trying to hit all sectors of their economy, from financial, food and agriculture, healthcare, metals. It's almost as if, from what I'm reading, they're trying to rebuild on a global scale.
Yeah.
Which politically makes sense. Again,
it's just PR.
Yeah, it's
just PR.
It's PR.
It's just hey, ignore our human crimes.
It's
look what we're doing over here instead.
Although I don't want to say I push back, but if you're afraid of something happening to you that Saudi Arabia is doing, just don't go to Saudi Arabia. Although I will, although I will also say you're more likely to get executed here.
Also correct.
So you gotta find your line and where you draw that line.
Let me also be clear. I am not saying the U.S. government or the military should do anything about their war crimes. It's their country, that's their business.
Yeah. But
I am saying we shouldn't support them in any way, shape, or form.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, it is their own country. They can make their own rules, whether we like it or not. That's up to their citizens to do what they want to do about that.
Yeah.
But I just don't like that we just can sell out to that fact just with the dollar. It's the same thing with China and the NBA.
Yeah. What's crazy about this too, because this is also off of, probably, to be honest with you, the greatest World Cup final ever was held in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
Qatar.
My fault. I apologize. I apologize.
Same war crimes that they commit.
Yeah, but
how did those stadiums get built? Slavery.
Yeah, also most of the U.S., but who's counting? Be that as it may, this is nothing but a giant rumor at all. Yeah. There's nothing, like I said, folks, there's nothing in stone. There is just a rumor of people who aren't connected from a business perspective to WWE, and something of this magnitude, a business acquisition, the biggest a business move of this magnitude is subject to a shit ton of legal and political shit ton of legal and political scrutiny because it is a publicly traded company. I think we did lose K, which I guess is the Will and Ricky show from here on out. So yeah, it's due to a lot of legal and political scrutiny because of the fact that it is publicly traded. I can look to Microsoft's acquisition of Bethesda, or Microsoft's current attempt at getting an acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which is literally stuck in legal battles within the U.S. and the United Kingdom. You know,
Why? So it would be a monopoly or antitrust?
They're trying to say that like they're gonna have too big of a hold on the market. And Microsoft's like, Sony still has 70% of the market share. How does this affect anything?
And
Sony's also just being pissy because they're gonna lose Call of Duty exclusively, which sucks us up. They're not. Yeah.
I doubt they will because that's bad for business in itself.
Yeah, they're not, but they're pissy.
If Microsoft, I think we need to this is a broader conversation about antitrust law and monopolies.
Yeah.
So like you can say, Microsoft wouldn't be a monopoly, but you can say Microsoft and Sony together are a monopoly.
Correct.
Even though, hey, there's a billion independent gamers and creators out there that you can get and support. So you can, it's very hard. Like antitrust is very, very hard to prove.
Yeah.
In this country, because it's a capitalist oligarch system. But, like, personally, if I was a dictator and rule the world, I'd be like, these 4 companies make up 70% of the market share. Guess what? You are all a monopoly.
And you need to split up. Yeah.
Together. You need to split up because there's no competition. Like, there's a reason why video games are $70 now, because there's not enough competition to lower the prices.
That and tech shortages, so on and so forth.
Yeah, and video game prices haven't gone up since like 2006.
Yeah, tech shortages, chip stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the tech world. But be it as it may, I'm just using that as an example of that. Yeah. This isn't something that just happens overnight, kids.
Yeah, no, they announced they were interested in selling a week ago. This could take months. In fact, it's going to take months.
If it even happens. If it even happens. Yeah, the biggest thing here that people need to be aware of at the moment is that first and foremost, they need a media deal.
Yes.
Selling the company can take years at this point.
Especially because it has so many, as we said before, there's so many assets, global
assets all across the world. So
you got to follow the laws of all those countries as well, I think.
Yes, and hence why it's due to a lot of scrutiny from all the governments of the world. They have offices in every continent, I believe, except maybe South America.
Or Antarctica.
Okay, yes, Antarctica, and probably not Australia. But I would say that there's an office in Europe.
They definitely have something in Australia and probably Mexico as well.
I know there's a Europe office, and I believe there might be an office in Asia, but I am not sure. But I know there is an overseas office in Europe.
Oh, there's definitely one in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to follow all those laws for acquisition purposes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's going to take a crazy long time.
Dude, those lawyers must be like, we're gonna get so paid for this, but god
damn.
Shit,
yeah.
Man. Shit.
Yeah, it's oh my god.
It's gonna be so aggressive.
It's wild. This is absolutely wild. And so at this point in time, don't believe anything of the Saudi deal. And it's even come out, it came out earlier this morning from somebody on Twitter named Ariel Hawani, somebody who's probably the most credible of all the reporters right now.
I love Ariel Hawani.
And Ariel Hawani was like, contrary to popular belief, there's nothing set in stone.
Like, you fucking idiots on the internet.
Seriously, it is.
Jeez, Taquan, that is hardcore right there.
It's.
I'm not gonna read that.
Don't. Just leave it in the comments.
If I didn't love you, Taquan, that's risque from me, man.
But yeah.
Wait, did Kanye take over your account? Come on now.
Yeah. So wrestling people, if you're listening to this, please learn this lesson. Do not, number one, jump to conclusions. Number two, this is a giant billion-dollar business. This is going to take some time. And if you're looking for sources, because this is not a wrestling story, folks.
No, this is not.
This
This is Wall Street.
is the Wall Street business story.
This is Wall Street Journal, New York Times story.
So you need to start looking at those sources for your official information, and also wait for a statement from WWE.
Yeah.
Literally wait for that.
Normally I wouldn't say trust CNN, but when it comes to WWE news, yeah, I can't see why. No one in the State Department is going to lie to them about that one.
Yeah.
So.
And if all else fails, NPR is always there. They're almost as neutral as it gets. Boring, but neutral.
Depends what they're covering.
Yeah.
For sure.
Or if all else fails, again, the BBC. Boring, but neutral.
The BBC is really good at covering American news.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. I was going to say BBC's
Because there's little bias.
Yeah. BBC is quite good. So let's talk about if there were a sale. Let's exclude the media rights deal. But if there were a sale, there are a couple of people not named the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia that could actually purchase this that I do want to kind of go over with you, Will, since we have lost K to the Never Realm at this point. So first and foremost, Comcast. Now this would have been a big deal, but a couple years ago, Comcast bought NBC. And NBC Universal.
I was going to say the first one's obviously NBC because the Peacock deal.
The Peacock deal.
NBC Universal, but by that you mean Comcast. Okay.
Yes. So there's a lot of benefits to this as well, because if Comcast buys WWE, the IP in its entirety, that means they own the rights to Raw and SmackDown, which also benefits all of our marks, because then you can keep Raw on the USA Network, because that is also an NBC byproduct, but also you can move SmackDown to NBC primetime and take it off of Fox, which by default, here's what I would predict here is that you can actually have a brand split, because you don't have to war against two companies, because it's all under the same company.
Yeah, well, actually, I'd probably put Raw Monday Night Primetime, and then move SmackDown to USA on Friday
to combat with Monday Night Football during a part of a season.
Well, is Monday Night Football? What channel is Monday Night Football usually on?
ABC, ESPN.
ABC, ESPN. So it's not competing channels. I mean, it's already competition.
Yeah.
But if you want to give them that prime time,
mm-hmm.
you don't do it Friday night. You do it Monday night.
Okay. Fair.
Everyone's home Monday night.
Fair. Editors, I also
who goes out on a Monday night?
Nah, nobody really.
That's what I mean. So and Raw's been the first show for years.
That's true.
Since '93.
It's gonna
be 30. It's gonna be 30 years of Raw. Well, that time it'll be 31.
Yeah, 3 years though. I mean, not 3 years. 3 hours on a Monday night. That's a lot.
It's already a lot. It's on USA.
Yeah, that is a lot, and also it'll be.
Monday Night Football can be 3 hours with halftime in the reporting.
That's true.
Pre-game, post-game, it's 3 hours of football.
Yeah,
you can include the coverage.
Fair,
and the game.
Fair statement as well. I was also thinking about keeping SmackDown on or putting SmackDown on NBC, especially because you have Young Rock that could preempt it. You don't think marks are going to tune in for Young Rock?
NBC makes the most sense.
Yeah.
NBC Comcast makes the most sense. I don't think Disney.
We are going to talk about Disney.
I just don't think Disney cares. Disney is a little too family friendly, and what WWE for what it is, it's family friendly, but it's still violence.
Mm-hmm. So Congress out of the way. My next guest would also be Walt Disney. I get the family friendly violence thing, but they bought Marvel, and Marvel also bought Fox, and Fox also owned the Deadpool content, and Deadpool's not family friendly at all.
True, true, but that's more. It's like, I want to say cartoon violence, but like that.
No, that was for sure gory violence in Deadpool.
Well, on Deadpool it was, yes. But Marvel, it's comic book, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
WWE is a little different because it's live action. It's in front of you.
Fair.
Even though it's fake violence, it's still violence. And I can just see Disney being like, Disney cares about money.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. First and foremost, they care about fucking money. But I just my gut tells me not Disney, and I've heard that they're not going to renew ESPN.
Well, here's also that's where I was going as well. Disney is just a parent. Yeah. This is a parent company, like Alphabet is the parent company of Google.
The Google.
Yep. So Disney has properties under their wing like ESPN, like Hulu, where you can just put
it's not Discovery Channel. They used to own Discovery Channel.
No,
right?
Discovery moved.
That's Paramount.
Yeah. Yeah. And so they have like Hulu, ESPN. ABC is under Disney, and with that
National Geographic,
Nat Geo, Star Wars, all that stuff, with that money and that influence on the media market, WWE could be huge under them. I was thinking about this too. They could be so big because Disney just has fucking money out the ass at this point. And I was talking to my friend Charles about this. Could you imagine they put on ABC the Big Five pay-per-views?
Televise them?
WrestleMania on ABC.
Yeah, but I don't want commercials with WrestleMania.
I don't think you would. I mean, it would be really quick because, like, think about that. WrestleMania is at a time where there's a really big low outside of March Madness in the.
Yeah, it's April. It's early April.
It's before baseball. March Madness is just kind of finishing. You can legit
WrestleMania. It's funny, dude. WrestleMania really did find that Goldilocks zone.
Yeah, but you can.
They really did. That's a great point. That's a very good point.
Like,
great points made on this podcast.
Think about like WrestleMania exclusively on ABC. Royal Rumble exclusively on ABC. Royal Rumble's in a great spot too. You know. You don't have to put every big event on ABC, but you want to do the big marquees that the public knows about. It's a good deal, and you can have it on ABC. You can have ESPN cover it for that day because ESPN's big gripe was that WWE has no off season. You can just do it periodically and have it live outside of ABC on, like, you know, ESPN Plus and all that content there. Because remember, UFC also has a contract too with them.
With ESPN, it does.
UFC
ESPN
does,
Plus.
yes, ESPN Plus.
Yeah, UFC does. What would you do with the WWE Network? It's got to go off Peacock.
It would have to go off Peacock. It would have to move to like an ESPN Plus.
It probably would.
It would either move to ESPN Plus or Disney would make something.
They bring back the old.
They bring back the old network. Yeah.
Which, God, I hope they do that because it was so fucking amazing.
Yeah. My friend,
if they bundle it into ESPN, I think it makes more sense for it to stand alone. It would get lost and confused in ESPN Plus.
I think make it a standalone and make it like this crazy bundle or like an additive would be nuts. And
because they bundle everything. Like I got my parents pay for Hulu cable, which is great, but it includes ESPN Plus and Disney Plus.
Yeah,
and free. Bro, it's not free; it's included.
Yeah,
which is great. I love Disney Plus. I don't love Disney. Well, I love Disney Plus.
I started watching season 2 of The Bad Batch, and it's fantastic so far.
I don't have time to watch it. Yes, I gotta watch it.
That's what happens when I work from home. It's great. So Walt Disney is also an option because I think just the ESPN and ABC that money machine there is nuts. Here's my super crazy dark horse.
Oh, I want Amazon to buy it.
Huh?
I want Amazon to buy it.
It's not Amazon.
I would love Amazon to buy it.
Well, Amazon buying it would be great.
Who you got?
Are you ready for this?
The Yankees.
No.
The Steinbrenners.
No.
Steve Cohen.
No. Steve Cohen. He's buying everything else. No, and it's
buy Correa.
No one could buy Correa. It's not Tony Khan either. So, by the way, just so that we're all clear here, the chain of command and the chain of powers. Vince McMahon's the chairman of the board. Now again in WWE, Triple H is the head of content, and Nick Khan's the CEO, the sole CEO.
As it should be.
And in Nick Khan, I do trust because Nick Khan is a great businessman. He's made them an ass ton of money.
Yeah.
You know. By the way, speaking of ass ton of money, WWE's WrestleMania in Hollywood has already broken the record for gate.
Oh yeah, of course, because you know how expensive Hollywood is.
Yeah.
And how big that stadium is. Anyway, who's your dark horse?
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
You think The Rock is going to buy WWE?
If we want to, listen to my.
Okay, I'll have the one caveat at the end.
Here's the thing. I don't believe this is actually going to happen.
Okay,
I'm just trying to make.
I'm
trying to make an argument here.
I'd love it. I know what, I'm on board. I'm sold. I would love it. It's not going to happen.
WWE is a family-run business, and wrestling, for the most part, throughout our lifetime, has been run by families. And there's no other bigger family than the Rock Samoan family, who has a history of running wrestling businesses. Not on this level, but it would be a Mark's dream. It would be my dream if the business of WWE and pro wrestling, or WWE actually in its entirety, is at the behest and at the hands of somebody who knows the business. I'm not saying The Rock is going to be directly involved in the day-to-day goings, but he would have it as one of his properties where The Rock can still be The Rock, you know, but WWE still goes on as a global American powerhouse, and it's still under the hands of somebody that actually knows about the product and potentially what to do with it. Remember, Vince has already dealt with Dwayne Johnson before because he sold the XFL to him.
Did.
So there is a little bit of a partnership there. Like I
We
said,
got a WrestleMania main event here.
like I said, I don't think it's going to actually happen.
Yeah, here's
But
the one
interesting.
big problem, Ricky. The Rock's net worth is $800 million.
I know he would have to get a consortium of people to go in with.
Yeah, he would need Saudi money. Like him and Saudi Arabia would need to buy WWE. He doesn't have the assets. He can't do it.
Which is a shame.
Well, that's the thing here.
Yeah,
One person cannot afford this company.
absolutely not.
That's the problem. Like, it has to be another conglomerate, as designed.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a matter of who runs that conglomerate. Well, who runs the current conglomerates? No named people. We don't know who runs Alphabet.
I actually don't know.
Oh.
At all.
What does Alphabet do? What does Alphabet do? Oh, they own Google.
Yeah.
What does Alphabet do? They own Google. That's it. That's all they have to do.
You know, and it's one of those things that there's a fear, and I think it's a real fear, of this going the way of WCW. Once AOL Time Warner took over, they said, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're out of here. So the only way that you would counteract it is to sell to somebody who gets the business. Like WCW was sold to Vince because Vince came in and swept up at the last minute being like, I need to save the business here. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
You know,
Got cheap.
Mr. McMahon said, I
Maybe
bought
business.
my competition. But no, Vince McMahon was actually saving the business history. Because if Vince didn't buy it, we don't get any of the WCW history anywhere. It's gone.
We'd never see it.
Yeah, it's gone. You know? So it's like I said, The Rock is a huge dark horse. No pun intended in this, you know? But it would be fun to think if he just came out and bought it, which would be unreal.
It would be awesome. Don't get me wrong, it'd be fucking awesome.
I would probably take like 3 laps around my apartment complex.
Yep. It'd be awesome. It would be awesome. This word I'm going to use is awesome.
Yeah.
It is a shame though, because it just sucks all the air out of the on-screen part. It's been so hot lately. It's just like, ooh.
Because there's a lot of uncertainty now in the air.
Yeah, it's just like, Vince, you're doing what's good for business. It's gonna be great for money, but in terms of creative and like morale for the company, a lot of other things that aren't as valuable. Ooh, no bueno.
Yeah.
No fucking bueno.
Because Mandy Rose left at the right time, didn't she?
I guess so.
Yeah. So let's move on. We're done with this crazy fucking talk about all of this, which is absolutely
Yeah, it
nuts.
only took 48 minutes. That was good. What else we got? Monet? Is that what we're gonna talk about?
We're not going to talk. We talked about Monday last week.
Oh.
Yeah, she's fantabulous and beautiful, and she can never do any wrong. That's all I can say about her.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna agree with you this time. I thought she was great.
Yeah, and she looked, oh my god, fantastic. Chef's kiss with that. Whoever did her hair.
Alphabet makes soup and is that conolingus?
Anywho, let's
Love you, Taquan.
Taquan, you're a wild man, but I love it. I'm gonna go Mercedes Monet over Janelle Monet. I'm sorry. Anywho, SmackDown saw the greatness that is Roman Reigns yet again, and almost have him belittle Sami Zayn on national TV before KO came in with the save. And I saw it coming, and I was still scared, Will.
That was pretty great. The apology had me dying too. I was like, wow. I was like, Roman's is making you guess every which way what the fuck is going on. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
You know what it is now? It's the fact that Roman's playing a game with the fans.
Dude, he's playing all sides and he's winning. I don't know how he's doing it.
But you know what it is? Do you ever notice?
When you play all sides, you win and you lose?
Yeah.
No, he's winning.
But you know what it is? Because he's hedging right now. It's the actual psychological term. He's hedging. If you ever look at when Roman hugs Sammy, he looks directly into the camera.
Yeah, he's like, you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't. That's why I'm scared. Like, explain what hedging is.
It means you're just playing both sides.
Okay.
Yeah, so that you're never at fault. I learned this from watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine today. But he looks at the camera because he is letting you know what the finish of this story is. He's just not telling you when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
it's every single time he hugs me, he looks right in the camera with that smirk of
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you know what's up. It's like I don't though.
So there's this.
Tell me, Master Chief, Private Chief, Tribal Chief.
There is a looming fear that is in every part of his storyline, and because Roman is so calm and docile throughout all of this, the moment he snaps is going to be the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah, it's like, like that old saying, it's like what makes a great leader is better be feared or respected.
Mm-hmm.
Roman's both.
Yeah.
Like evenly.
Yeah. It's.
Was it love or feared? It might be love and feared.
I
Whatever,
forgot.
I'm
What
gonna
it-
use respected.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use respected.
It's very scary. I don't know when this annihilation is going to happen, but it's going to happen on a major stage.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't think it's anytime soon though. I really don't.
And I think we know what the story is. Roman is going to annihilate Sami, and KO is going to save him because they are the greatest bromance in all of wrestling.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. He's gonna cut the promo. Your spotlight got too big, kid. No way it's bigger than me. I'm a tribal chief. You see that cameraman? That's my cameraman. See that again? Yeah, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. Listen, Sam, you're good. You're fine, but you're nowhere near Roman Reigns.
That's a good Roman face.
Like
Yeah.
nowhere near tribal chief, man. You see these shoes? They're worth more than your whole contract. I can write the promo out for him like I'm Brian Gewirtz for The Rock. Like, it's going to be great because it is true. Like, you see those cheers? Those are my cheers.
Yeah.
No Sammy cheers. These are Roman cheers. These are Tribal Chief cheers. These are acknowledge me cheers.
Yeah, it's
That's what's happening. But
Yeah.
the question's going to be, how much do you let Sammy grow in popularity? Because he really is the top guy in the business right now.
yeah, he's the head oos. But I think that's what they're doing. They're dragging this out so that Sammy can be as big as possible, and like a good storyteller, you kind of drag it, let it go, and then you go now.
Now,
Yeah,
but here's the thing. Now could be any.
that's the problem. Now
I
could
don't
be
think-
anywhere.
But yes, that's why it's so great. I don't think now matters. I think no matter what, now is going to work.
Yeah, because
Because
go ahead.
everything this man does, everything this faction does, is just fantastic. Like, even I'm excited for the Usos versus the Judgment Day. I'm like, okay, I can fuck with that. I'm ready for that.
Speaking of Judgment Day, all right, I need to say, Dominik Mysterio, you've converted me. You've converted.
He gets better and better, dude. This fucking picture is just the best. You're right. He's fucking Konan, dude.
He is one more fake jail sentence away from reforming the LWO.
Yeah, dude, it's
Oh
really
my
good. Give
God.
him the lowrider in the hydraulics.
I think that's gonna be.
Viva la raza!
I think that's if he gets a Rumble spot, I think that's what he's gonna do. I think that's exactly what he's going to do. The brilliance of Dominik Mysterio is this: he knows everybody hates him.
Oh yeah, no, he knows. He knows just what to do because he knows that he's pissing off the marks in a perfect way possible. Where it's like X-Pac heat on purpose.
Yeah.
But also, he knows he's getting the respect of marks like us who go, I just love that you're pissing off these people.
It's so good. And so, like, did you watch his Miz TV promo?
Yeah, I did. It was really funny.
I now know how Martha Stewart feels. Line.
I know, Martha Stewart fears is just like, dude, it's like, out of all the people who could have listed, Martha Stewart.
And I didn't think it could get better than his jail, like his jail changed me promo.
I can't survive in jail. Dude,
that one was
like,
great.
I can't. He's like, Mommy, you gotta help me. I won't do it in jail. He's like, I'm too pretty. He should have said I'm too pretty. That would have been too funny. Yeah, his prison changes a man speech was just excellent. It's excellent. It was excellent.
Oh my god! And then he came out in full cholo because that's the look. He came out in full cholo. I was like, oh my lord almighty!
Did you get attacked by? Yeah, the Miz with the Miz with the Dementors line also had me pretty good.
Oh my god! This is. I mean, my whole gripe is Judgment Day still hasn't won anything, but Dominik is stealing the show. This is amazing. Like, he was the best part of Raw for me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, here's the thing: if you hate Dom, like I get it. His promos are a little cringe because it's not polished and it's not like Austin Theory promos, which are excellent.
Yeah.
But no matter what you guys say about Dom, he's way better than Ray's son, like from a year ago or 6 months ago.
That's the difference,
Like,
because
he
6 months ago he was Ray's son, and now he's Dominik Mysterio.
Well, not only that, he has a character. He actually has personality. He has charisma. Even if it's bad, he has something to work with.
Yeah.
He has growth. He has character development, and it's really fucking funny.
It is so funny. It is absolutely funny. And the great part of, there's a lot of people who didn't like Dominik Mysterio because of his essence, nepotism. We'll say what it is, nepotism, because he's a legacy kid.
Yeah, dude, nepotism is part of life. Like, you can hate it, but there's nothing you can do about it. It's like, it's not fair. It's also not fair to say you can't get this because of who you are.
Yeah.
Right? And we've seen plenty of wrestlers' kids who didn't make it.
But
Right?
that's my point there, is that Dominik, you can give everybody chances in the world, but Dominik's still in this position because he obviously has something. Because if he didn't have it, they would have kicked his ass down.
Yeah,
You can best believe that. Like, Ted DiBiase, we thought had it, and he didn't have shit.
Yeah.
You know? There's a lot of, like, sons or daughters of wrestlers that just really don't make it.
Who was Tyson Kidd's partner from the new Hart Dynasty when Natalia debuted?
It wasn't Teddy.
Davey Boy Smith.
Davey Boy
or
Smith,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, didn't cut it.
Yeah. So, like, yeah, you're going to get these opportunities, but WWE and pro wrestling in general is still a prove it to me business. You still have to get it done. And he's still getting it done. And like, I'm rooting for him because if he's just going to be the illegitimate, like, shitty son, oh my God. It's so good. It's so good. Let's move on. Will, business is coming back to Raw, at least.
I do like
We
this.
have-
I think the second time around they're gonna get it better. They're gonna do it better.
I also feel, well, let's just say this for the people who are going to listen to this on audio. They have been teasing this pretty much for the last month now. Ever since Bobby got kayfabe fired and then not fired, like in a span of 8 hours, was that MVP's trying to bring back the Hurt Business. Cedric and Shelton are in a tag team again. You see them in the background kind of talking to Adam Pearce, and that's what's great about WWE creatively since Triple H has taken over. There's a lot of Easter eggs in the background of shots of things that are happening, which is really cool. And this is the first time that they actually talked about it. And it's a tease now because Lashley said yes, but no, not now. So we're telling you, again, we're coming back, just not when you expect us to come back. But I'm very happy that they are going to come back because I thoroughly enjoyed the Hurt Business.
I know you did.
Yeah.
I think it was overall. Like Bobby Lashley as an individual thrived. The group,
Yeah, at one point they held almost all the titles outside of the world title.
Yeah, that's true. They did
You
do
know,
that. I can't.
Do you expand the Hurt Business? Do you add one more member?
Honestly, I just don't think you should have. I think Bobby Lashley should do it, but not. I think it should be the Street Profits.
Oh, you think it's a bait and switch?
Yeah,
Honestly,
bringing her business back. Like,
honestly,
hey,
I like
if-
that.
Bobby Lashley just goes, "Hey man, if we're gonna form a business, we need some profits." And maybe they go on a heel run. The Profits go on a heel run before Tez.
Goes
I
to
don't
Singleton. Or so here's it actually makes sense.
Because if the Street Profits are a bigger team, they fit the Hurt Business model, and they need some life in them.
But also think of it this way as well. One of the final shots on Raw was the Hurt Business being in not the Hurt Business, sorry, the Street Profits being in disarray because Dominik Mysterio and Judgment Day beat them.
Yeah, and their loss is Tez. That look on his face is like, I'm about to fucking snap.
Exactly.
right? So I think the Street Profits would make a lot more sense. Like, they can come out and introduce Cedric and Shelton, and then MVP just goes,
Wait.
"What the fuck are you guys
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
here?"
Wait, it's not you. You know?
Street Profits come out and they beat the fuck out of them.
I like
There
it.
you go. Because Bobby was heelish not too long ago, right? With Seth and he didn't he like this.
I don't know. I
He
don't know if he's heel or if he's
was
just.
kind of a tweener because when he had the title, he was a face.
Yeah, I feel like he's just
And then he
being
kind
Bobby.
of turned heel again. He's just being Bobby, which is fine.
Yeah.
I like Bobby as is. Look at him, he's fucking yoked.
Yeah, he's crazy. Doesn't he skips leg day though, but he's still yoked.
Big fan of this Bobby Lashley. But yeah, I think the Hurt Business should come back and it should be like I do think the problem with the Hurt Business was Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin were jobbers.
Yeah,
and they were still treated as
weren't
jobbers.
big enough of a tag team.
Yeah, they were jobbers with titles.
Cool. I think it would make sense because we did. I believe we've had MVP interact with the Street Profits from a couple of months ago. Anyways, before Tez went injured, so maybe a little bit longer than that.
Yeah.
So there is kind of a familiarity there, and I think that's a great switch.
That's what I would do. So I think it's going to get over a lot more because the Street Profits are over.
Yeah, they are. They're amazing.
Bobby's over.
Yeah.
Cedric and Shelton have been seen on TV since the last time the Hurt Business was a thing.
And you know what would be good? Because then that gives them enough ammunition. For the most part, they need to add somebody else. Hurt Business versus Bloodline.
Yeah, they have unfinished business with the Usos.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
And I think those tag titles are splitting soon, or maybe it may be just a bait and switch. But
No, they need one pair. They gotta stop having two belts.
that must be horrible for Usos to carry around.
Yeah, going through customs.
Yeah.
It must be really shitty.
Yeah. So I did not think it was Street Profits. I like that idea though. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah, I was on the fly. So
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Yeah. I was thinking, well, what would they add Almost to? Because Almost hasn't been doing shit lately. He might be interested.
I was thinking almost two, but like, you can't have two heavies like that.
Is Bobby the heavy or is Bobby the star?
Both.
What if they what if they added a white member like Nikki Cross? Like
Where's she been? Has she been on TV?
yeah, so she was in a backstage show. There was a backstage segment where Kathy Kelly, the gorgeous woman that she is, was interviewing Candice LeRae, and Nikki Cross was spying in the background, looking psychotic,
Interesting.
as always. But I was like, what if they added Nikki Cross as their heavy, like Nikki Cross was for Sanity?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
It'd be a really ridiculous comedy angle to it, but it was like, whoa, you crazy chick, but you cool, come with us.
Bring back Naomi.
That could also be a thing. Naomi could be the heavy as well. I think Naomi's return is imminent. I think she is going. This is just a quick prediction. I think she's going to get a crazy pop at the Rumble. That is my
number two.
That's great. That's a great spot for her. I think that's an absolutely perfect spot for her.
And have her release last 20 minutes. Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to get that ring rust out somehow. You got to go at least 20.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Like, come on, you're going to work tonight. Let's go, baby.
And put her on SmackDown because SmackDown needs talent.
Yeah.
And the Usos are there. So.
Exactly. So yeah. I'm very excited for the Hurt Business. It's one of the more positive things with wrestling. Okay, so let's move on to this last point. Alexa's going full bliss bitch again, and psychotic, and Uncle Howdy is showing up to places and not really doing anything, but he's kind of there. Are we in consensus that Uncle Howdy's Bo Dallas? Because that's what I think.
Well, yes. Are we also in consensus that this Bray Wyatt return has been a giant flop?
Since the initial return?
So far,
Yeah. This is like, I don't know if this is Bray's idea at all, but I want to see his notes on this story that he's developing right now.
yeah.
Like, I'm very confused. Like, I understand bringing back Alexa because that ties in everything, and Bray still having control over Alexa, which is kind of a fucked up emotional manipulation thing when you really think about the storyline.
The thing with Alexa is, I think what's going on with Alexa is more interesting than what's going on with Bray.
It is.
Like,
it is.
Bray Wyatt's just kind of out there with LA Knight, just
denying that he
there.
exists. Yeah.
yeah, just there.
Also, I need to know, what the fuck is a pitch black match? We're going to talk about it more when we do our Rumble of Royalty show. What the fuck is a pitch black match?
I don't know, but he returned in October. he hasn't done anything. It's January.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I love the Bliss stuff. I don't know where any of this is going.
Exactly.
And who else is involved?
I mean, I'm not writing it off just yet because I do like Bray Wyatt and I do think guy's a creative genius.
Mhm.
But this might just be another case of Vince was right.
You know, although I will say this, we still need to protect LA Knight at all costs. He has gone full LA Knight again, and I'm so happy about it.
Yeah, LA Knight's good. No, Charles, that's actually a good point. It's not a flop; it's a non-start. Yeah.
Okay, I
think
like
it's good.
that.
I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
It hasn't. Nothing's happened.
Nothing's kicked off yet.
Nothing's happened.
Yeah. And we're waiting for something to happen. Speaking of nothing happened, this isn't on our show, but I do want to bring this out. They have somewhat repackaged Lacey Evans.
Again.
Did you hear about
Yeah.
this? You probably did, because...
Wait, again? Is she not like the military, like in training
No,
anymore?
no, she is the military in training, but here's what I mean about a repackage. I don't know if you watched this on SmackDown or it was even on Hulu SmackDown. So they gave her a video package yet again. So she's now survived boot camp. Say it, don't spray it, Rick. And so they put her in a training montage now. So she's in a ring. It's clearly the Performance Center, but it's kind of blacked out. But she's in a ring, and she's surrounded by 3 women. Okay, and they're supposed to attack her simultaneously. And if anybody knows Lacey Evans' real background, she's a former Marine. I don't think 3 random women are going to beat Lacey Evans up. Like, I wouldn't touch Lacey Evans with a 10-foot pole because she's that fucking dangerous.
Well, maybe my 10-foot pole, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you go ahead and try. I've seen what she's done with an actual, like...
I don't want to do any of that.
With an actual weapon. Like, she's not one to fuck with. Let me tell you that right now.
I like my body parts as is.
Exactly. But here's the thing, what they revealed, because there's some sort of narrator over it, but they gave Lacey Evans a new finisher.
Or we're so old. Oh, the women's right.
Which I still love, and I still think she should use it. I love the women's right. I thought it was great for a character. But
Great name.
They gave her a legacy move.
Ooh. Did they give her the backstabber?
No.
Oh, I like the backstabber.
It is a great finisher. No, they gave her the Cobra Clutch.
Ooh. Oh, the Rusev's move?
No, that's the Camel Clutch. The Cobra Clutch, the Sergeant Slaughter move.
Oh, he put me in that.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I liked it, and I liked what they gave it to her. I was like, wow, how come we didn't do this sooner? But I also thought, where's Sergeant Slaughter for all of this to do like an actual ceremonial passing of a torch? Like, if she was doing a boot camp vignette, and Sergeant Slaughter wasn't the guy.
Yeah, Sergeant Slaughter's from like, you get like a golf ball through a water
Exactly. Like,
hose.
just have Sergeant Slaughter there and have her, like, Sergeant Slaughter retrain her and bring her into boot camp and then give her the Cobra Clutch at the end. I thought that was a big misstep by WWE.
I wonder how his health is or how his relationship with them is.
From what I remember, he was still in good terms with them. Last time I checked.
Slaughter. How old is he? He's 74.
Yeah, he can still go.
He can still go. He doesn't look 74.
He can still go. Which is kind of knuckin' futz.
Hey, he's been out of the news for a while, so nothing.
Nothing crazy.
Who knows what's going on with Sergeant
Yeah,
Slaughter?
but I was like, wait, we're gonna give Lacey Evans the Cobra Clutch. We gotta put Slaughter in this somehow. Hell, even Ric Flair gave The Miz the figure 4 in a segment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have his actual birthday on Wikipedia. It's just 1948. They don't know his actual birthday.
That's great. That's great. We just know he was born at some point.
He was born maybe this year.
Which is he was born before months. Yes, that's right, Taquan. But that's honestly
He was born before. Fuck you, Jaquan.
Oh my god! Honestly, we've covered a lot, and I think I'm at my end with this. There's nothing else that I know that's big. AEW's been relatively silent lately, even though John Moxley said "fuck" on national TV the other week, which is
Dude, they've been saying that a lot on national TV.
So yeah, everything's going well. But Jim Cornette roasted him about the Moxley and Hangman Page's segment. It was actually kind of funny.
Dude, Jim Cornette can suck a dick. All right,
Oh, no, I enjoyed his
Cornette.
commentary
I
on this
respect
one.
Cornette. I like hearing his rants. I know he's playing a character, but he can literally suck a dick.
Here's the thing with Cornette. Adam Cole return, that would have been something years ago, but whatever.
Yeah, to Raw,
Yeah.
I would be excited.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Adam Cole is on vacation in AEW, and he's chilling. And I don't blame him. He's on vacation with his friends and his girlfriend, and he's having a good time, and I wish him the best. But he's not
He chose
doing
pussy
anything.
and money.
Yeah.
Like, hey man, he's living the life
Exactly.
right
Like
now.
I can't be mad at him. He's fine.
Can't say I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. that's the Adam Cole. That's the Adam Cole thing right here. But here's the thing about Cornette. I would like if I said, "Hey, Jim Cornette, tell me about the history of wrestling." I would sit down for that lecture from Cornette.
Dude, I would sit down like a kindergartner in Billy Madison, crisscross applesauce.
Exactly.
I'd just be like, yeah, don't stop talking. Keep going. No, I don't know who that is. Tell me.
Tennis racket in hand
No,
and
I
everything.
don't know what the Cow Palace is. Tell me. Oh, I do know what the Cow Palace is. It's San Francisco.
Yeah. I think it's going to be there. That's where New Japan has been doing a lot of her shows out of, and I know that Mercedes Moné has actually sold out her first showing in New Japan, which is going to be in America.
Awesome.
Which is going to be pretty crazy.
I'm excited to see what she does in New Japan.
Yeah,
I'm not going to watch it, but I'm excited to hear about it.
Yeah. I'm excited as well. She's definitely taking the title off of Kyrie. Just spoiler alert, folks, she's going to be the second IWGP Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
no one's that stupid, booking-wise.
Because duh.
Yeah. Yeah, the big thing
because ratings, money, and attention and headlines.
Yeah, her Pro Wrestling Tees page is already sold out of shit.
Yeah.
It's not.
I mean, good for her.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't here last week, but I'm glad she debuted. She looks very happy. You know, the thank you tweets, utter class.
Yeah, and
I know we talked about a lot about Sasha Banks being unclassy and unprofessional last year, but this so far, I mean, with her return back to wrestling, nothing but class and professionalism.
Yeah, and Bayley was there to support her, and so was Naomi.
Again, also class, and WWE saying, "Yeah, go ahead, you can go."
Yeah.
No, I don't think they could say they can't go.
Yeah, what was the
But
cool thing? What was the cool thing about it there is that she also thanked the moniker of Sasha Banks, which I thought was a cool little touch.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool too.
Yeah.
And that strikes me as, hey man, water under the bridge, no bad blood. See you in a few years.
Yeah, she's gonna go on a Cody run.
Yeah.
That's
smart.
She's gonna go on a Cody run, and she's gonna get her fucking money when she comes back.
Which she should have had in the first
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's the reason.
Yeah,
It's why Cody left.
Yeah. Well, no, Cody left for a few different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, creative, and I think he was just let go, but whatever.
Yeah. So she's gonna get her money, and honestly, Mercedes Moné is just Sasha Banks in disguise.
I love the name too.
And if you saw her promo after during the presser, she's no longer the boss. She's calling herself the CEO,
CEO.
which I'm like,
Yeah, lame.
Well, no, I like it, but like, look, it's character progression. I was like, she's not doing
Yeah.
anything different, folks. It's Sasha Banks, but it's just a new name and a new position, which I
got promoted.
listen, the CEO of wrestling, which no one else has that. No one else.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah. You always have the chairperson or the chairwoman or the chairman, like La Parker was for a while. But the bigger news coming out of NJPW is that it's rumored that Jay White, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion, contract is expiring soon, and everybody believes he is going to come to America. Finally.
Yeah, what does that mean? He's going straight to ROH.
Oh, my fault. Okada did win in Wrestle Kingdom, my fault. So they took it off Jay White. And he's the former IWGP champion, Jay White, because Okada won again. And he's probably come to America. I would assume AEW. I know he can go anywhere he wants. He is a great performer. He's the quote-unquote leader of the Bullet Club, that faction that doesn't really matter anymore. But he's there. He's probably
Cool.
Yeah. And more power to him. Like I said, I think he'll show up in AEW. If he goes to WWE, huge get for them. But we'll see what happens. They already signed Dragon Lee, which is also a massive get for them for WWE. So we will definitely see how that goes. But that's all I got for wrestling right now. It has been a wild week. in wrestling.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's been a lot going on, dude. To start to my year, these first 11 days of 2023 have just been fucking madness.
Yeah, absolute in fucking sending. Hopefully we'll get more answers, but if we do not, please, folks, make sure you go to credible business sources when talking about the big picture of WWE, because this is not a wrestling story. This is a economics and business and a Wall Street story. So make sure.
Yeah, dude, stick to your Raw reviews, all right? Fucking idiots.
Yeah, mute as me. You ready? Let's go to the post show. Let's cue that out show. Let's get.
Yeah, let's get out of here,
yeah.
bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 323, Return of the Vinny Mac. Vince McMahon is back, and wrestling Twitter is in shambles. But don't worry, folks. We have a thing called credibility and credible sources that will help you out with all of your mark tiers. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me in Ambassador Biggs across most social media outlets, even though I'm temporarily gone for an extended period of time. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us some 5-star reviews. Please do that. And maybe we'll read your reviews if we ever get some on our show. But links to all of our stuff are in the description below. We are a part of Wrestle Addict Radio, where you should be listening to us if you're listening to us on the audio version across all podcast platforms. And follow Wrestle Addict Radio social media at Addict_Wrestle on Twitter, and Wrestle Addict Radio across all other social media outlets. K Murphy, we wish you were still here, but I guess your internet screwed up yet again. You're going to enjoy yourself at Enzo Amore's shindig or whatever it is, but you know, we'll see what happens. Will Terrashock.
Eddie Kingston strikes again. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Will Tarash. That's T.S. and Thomas, A-R-A-S-H-U-K. The best place to find me is a Talking with Tarash podcast, where I speak to a bunch of different people. If you've seen my social media lately, you've seen a lot of posts from me. I'm kind of going haywire lately, because I've been releasing Talking with Tarash playlists. That's right. Anytime I talk about sports, you can go to Talking with Tarash sports playlist. So anytime you talk about wrestling, a lot of baseball talk there. Podcast playlist. Anytime I talk about podcasts, give advice for my 8 years of podcasting.
Jesus.
Next month, all there. The entrepreneur playlist, where I talk to entrepreneurs and C-suite executives from the actual business world to get real shit. The money playlist. Anytime we talk about the economy, stuff like that. All there. You type in Talking with Tarashuk on Spotify, you will see 10 search results. They're all there. Have at it. I organized my playlists just because I was bored.
There you go. When we come back, next week, folks, hopefully K Murphy's in up. We'll be running. WWE probably will not be sold to anybody, so don't believe anything you read on Twitter. And maybe we'll get some sort of stability in the wrestling world. Probably not, because Rumble season is literally right around the corner. So until next time, folks. Goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon. Don't sell anything to Saudi Arabia. Hopefully not, but who knows. And the only thing you can sell is Slack, because fuck you, Slack.
Yep.
Peace, folks. Fucking asshole. Taekwon said Von Wagner's going to be world champ of WWE when he buys it. He said, I'm buying WWE. Von Wagner is going to be world champ. Oh my God, what a show. Great show. Thank you, Mr. Fretz.
That was fun.
That was fun. That was fun. Oh, by the way, did you see? It's on our Tip of the Crown post show, which we're talking about now. Just random shit. And
there were some good tweets this week.
The Martha Stewart one is great. There's one where somebody did a GTA San Andreas loading page with Dominik Mysterio's face.
Dude, you can always count on the internet to fuck something up. That's excellent.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Mr. Fretz, are you ready for episode 100 with Mr. Fretz? Because I know he's been waiting to do that with you.
Fretz, I did watch Rumble 2002. I did not watch the actual Rumble. I saved that just for us.
Rumble 2002. How was that?
Sorry, 2003.
How was that card?
Great. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. So it's the I I don't know who wins the Rumble. I think it's Brock, but I don't know for sure because I've never seen it.
Okay.
But Brock and Big Show kick off the show
Ooh.
to see who qualifies for the Rumble.
Oh, it's a
also
last minute qualifier.
Yeah, that's what also makes me on the pay per view, which also makes me think that Brock is going to win the Rumble because it's the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Also because Kurt Angle's champion, and I think around 2003 is when Brock and Kurt Angle had their title
At
match.
19.
When Brock like broke his neck.
At WrestleMania 19.
Yeah,
That makes sense. Yeah.
Benoit and Benoit and Angle tore the house down to the championship match, WWE title. Fucking excellent. It was the Tori Wilson, speaking of Tori Wilson, in the Dawn Marie match when the storyline was the dead husband, the old guy.
Yeah.
He died on camera.
Oh, Al Wilson.
Al, whatever. So that storyline, that was pretty funny. And Triple H took on Big Papa Pump.
Holla if you hear me.
The big old belt, which was kind of a dud for me.
Oh yeah, because they tried to push Scott Steiner and that really flopped.
Yeah, and then the Dudleys won the tag belts from Regal and Lance Storm.
Okay. Because on my episode I did with Fretz, we covered Survivor Series 02, which was the original Elimination Chamber match.
Oh, excellent. That match is excellent.
So here's the crazy part about it. So it was done in the Garden. I watched the whole card. The whole card's actually really good. So it was done in the Garden, but did you know they had a secondary stage?
I think I did.
So they had your main entrance, and then there was a stage in the back, which is kind of just this blank slab or whatever, but that's where Rey Mysterio came out of. So the angle of the shot is amazing. So the camera is like right at the floor of it. And so you see Rey Mysterio jump up from the platform, and then you see everybody going nuts behind him. It is a beautiful visual.
That's really cool.
I was like, why don't we bring the second stage back? Like, he literally had like this crazy surprise second stage entrance essentially in the middle of the crowd. Which,
Probably money.
yeah, it was crazy. They did a lot of funky stuff with that stuff. Unfortunately, I had to see Shawn Michaels' like mom haircut because that's when he.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so bad.
It is really bad, but that is a fantastic card. In and of itself. I know Charles for a while was watching. He's like, I'm starting watching Rumbles from here on out. And I was like, oh, where are you on? He's like, I'm on like, I think he started with 2008. I was like, you're going to go from 2008 to present day? I was like, in 2018, there's 2 of them you have to watch every time. He's like, I got time. I was like, all right. Listen, say what you want. That 2018 Rumble where we were both at, fucking phenomenal.
Oh, incredible. Both of them were great. Yeah, both of them were great.
You know what I think's going to happen? I'll probably reiterate it in a couple of weeks. Because they're back in San Antonio for the Rumble. Wow, but 92 Rumble is an iconic one. And that's also the same time they gave the fans what they wanted and have Ty Dillinger came out as number 10 in San Antonio. Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10.
Oh, that's
Remember
right.
he came out as 10 in San Antonio?
How could I forget?
Yeah, I want them to do that again. Because he's not doing shit right now. And I would love to see just a Ty Dillinger response. Who thinks is a surprise return for the Rumble this year?
Good question. I don't know. It's tough because their roster's so stacked.
Yeah, it's like you don't really need a surprise return. But there's going to be one. Watch number 30 be Vince McMahon.
If it's Vince, that'd be hilarious. It's rumored it's going to be Booker T.
That's cool. That's fine.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, Booker's cool. I'd love to see Wade Barrett be like, excuse me, but I have some bad news.
Wade Barrett would be cool.
Yeah.
Corey Graves.
Corey Graves would be a good one. Bobby Roode, if we brought back Glorious Roode. Glorious Roode would be amazing. I also love anytime we can get Alicia Fox's crazy ass to come back.
Yeah.
Like, she's not going to win. It's going to be really funny to see her.
Yeah, you're going to get more surprises in the women because there's always more surprises in the women.
Yeah, because it hasn't been done already. Nick Aldis. Wow, that is a big name because he's not doing shit.
Nick Aldis would be great.
Yo, Nick Aldis. If it's a one-off, that's crazy, which it probably isn't. But if they low-key sign Nick Aldis, that's a nutso acquisition.
Cody for sure.
Oh yeah. You see how much they're pumping out Cody video packages?
Yeah. What is this? Is it 323?
Yeah, 323.
Dude, how we already? Didn't we just do 300?
Yeah, that was a lot. That was. You would be surprised how quickly that goes. Matt Cardona, but a Zack Ryder. That would also be cool.
That's totally possible.
Yeah.
Sure. It gets eliminated in like 3 minutes.
Gets limited by Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens does the woo 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 in his face.
Dude, Kevin Owens putting his head in the turnbuckle when Baron Corbin cut a promo.
That almost became the cover. That became the cover.
That was just. It's like the epitome of my life the past few weeks. This exhaustion.
You know what's great about Kevin Owens? They're giving him freedom just to be himself. Like he's just being a natural, just being naturally Kevin.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Great, it's excellent.
It was very meme-worthy, Kevin Owens with this. I'm going to keep that photo forever, too. It's so good. Oh, my God. What do you think of Seth, too? Seth's like, I'm going to fight. Seth being the fake injured Seth.
People think Seth's going to win a title soon. People think Seth's going to be defending a title at Mania or going for a title. I go, you're crazy.
He doesn't need to.
I don't know what he does. I don't know what he does.
My bigger concern is Styles better be back in time because he just got fucking injured.
Broke his ankle.
Yeah, because the club is floundering without him.
Well, yeah.
They're like, we don't know what to do.
Just take him off TV.
Well, I think they have a lot of faith in Mia Yim. And I think
you can keep Mia Yim doing stuff.
Yeah.
As you should. She's great.
Yeah. The Rock is not going to be at the Rumble, Fretz. Get that out of your mind.
I agree.
The Rock is too busy making sure the XFL doesn't fail for a third time.
Like, the only way The Rock shows up at the Rumble is if Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens main events.
Which I don't think it will. I think that'd be stupid for them to main event.
I agree.
Although, you never watched Young Rock yet, have you?
I have not.
It's a fun little trip. I will tell you that. The only reason I don't watch it live is because I'm watching SmackDown usually. Hear me out. Did you guys notice how on Raw they only specified the Raw tag titles for the contendership? Yeah, because it's also on Raw. That's why. They're not going to mention the SmackDown tag titles if it's not on Raw. I mean, if it's not on SmackDown. Because
I think they defended both of them.
they defended against Drew and Sheamus on SmackDown, and now they're going to defend again on Raw. Which, I mean, good for them. They're proving that they're the number one tag team in the world, contrary to what FTR and the Briscoes think. But no, the Usos are doing great character work. They're amazing. I'm not gonna lie, they've been doing really well. And so has Solo, actually.
Yeah, I like Solo Sikoa a lot.
He's just Umaga. He's literally stealing Umaga's moveset.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, he has his cousin or nephew or fucking whatever, his kid, whatever.
Yeah. Solo is baby use.
He's young too. He's like what, 23?
He's very
24?
young. He got moved up because of storyline.
Yeah.
But it also made sense. Like Triple H always says, like we want, like if we're gonna bring you up to the roster, we gotta have something for you to do.
It makes sense.
You know, and he got the perfect spot. And also, you can tell they have faith in him. You know how I know they have faith in him? They're having him fight Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. Well, he pinned Sheamus on SmackDown too.
Yes, he did. Yes, he's going up, but like it's one of those things. Like if they think you're worth a, do you think you're worth a damn? You're gonna go up against Dolph as your first like level 1 boss.
Yeah, he's like End of the first boss. He's really easy.
Mm-hmm.
KOTR part.
Ziggy Job Dust. That's messed up, Taekwondo. But yes. He is pretty much Ziggy Job.
I'm here to do the job. I'm here to do the job. Come on! Here we go! I'm here to take the 1, 2, 3. Everybody gets by me.
Oh, you want to hear some random news? So you know how what the hell is his name? Well, Indashir, well, the members of Indashir, and I forgot. Oh, Veer.
Oh yeah, whatever happened?
Well,
to him?
he went back to NXT and they reformed Indashir, which is one of the tag teams that Malcolm Bivens was doing. But so they had New Year's Evil last night. And now Indashir has another member. You want to know who it is?
Oh God, tell me.
Jinder Mahal.
Of course it is.
Don't hinder that Jinder, baby.
Fucking of course it is.
Listen, man, I like it. Good for Jinder. They got to give him doing something. I think he was. Always said Jinder's face story, like his real life story, was better than him being a heel. But what are you gonna do, right? But I love me some Jinder. I don't care what anybody says. Fuck it.
Don't hinder him.
Don't
dude.
hinder Jinder. That's
do.
also a missed merch opportunity. Don't hinder Jinder.
Nikita Lyons has merch.
Yeah, no shit.
She got her first shirt. I saw her Instagram post. I didn't buy anything, but I was like, oh, good for you.
I'm surprised you were aware, but she had a shirt on.
Yeah, I usually notice when she doesn't have
Or pants, for that matter. But I don't know if I told you. No, I said it in the chat, but I'll tell you directly. So WWE on Peacock put out. I did tell you the hit
Flair.
No, the Flair documentary is nuts. Within the first 5 minutes.
best of Raw.
Best of Raw. Dude, they show every match in their entirety. So, but the segments are great. The segment I thought was really funny. They showed all the segments of when DX invaded WCW.
Oh, excellent.
It's still funny to this day.
Of course it is. It's the best.
So here,
Especially because Kevin Nash is on the other side of that big door.
well, here's the thing. They didn't. I mean, they went to the garage as a last resort. They actually tried to go in through the main entrance.
That's funny.
And so Triple H with his fucking megaphone is like, "Hey," and he says this, and he goes, "Hey, does anybody have any extra tickets so WCW can fill their arena for TV tonight?" They are comedy gold, absolute comedy gold, and you get to watch the whole "This Is Your Life" segment.
Excellent.
I forgot where I landed. So remember when Austin stuns McMahon for the first time in MSG?
MSG, one of the worst times ever taken.
Then you got Linda McMahon. In that same show was when Austin attacked Vince in the hospital. When he gives him the enema up the ass at the end. And he hits him with the bed.
When he stuns Linda?
He stuns Vince. And
Yeah.
then Vince goes to the hospital because he's hurt. And then Austin comes in and hits him with the...
It's the same episode?
he hits him with the bedpan.
Are you sure it's the same episode?
That's the way they showed it, yeah.
I thought they arrested him after he hit Stun McMahon.
That's the issue.
No.
Because Austin always found a way of getting out.
I guess.
Also, I noticed the brilliance of... they re-showed the Tyson Austin segment.
This is 13 gigabytes file, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, I know. I showed... they showed the Tyson Austin segment again. And there is a
That segment's awesome.
There's a brilliance to that segment. You know what it is?
No.
It was that Tyson and Austin only touched once.
Yeah, there's the shove.
It's the shove, and then they never touch again. And it made media outlets go fucking bananas.
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine if we actually got a full-on brawl between Austin and Tyson? Like, and also, Austin's huge. Like, he is...
Yeah, now he's humongous.
No. Austin back then is huge. Like, he is...
Austin right now is huge.
like, he is, like, bulging out of his Austin 316 shirt.
Yeah. He's same thing now. I don't underestimate how big this fucker is.
There's a lot of good TV and camera work now that I pay attention to when I was just watching it. Like, they did the Jericho debut segment as well. What people don't realize, after the fact that Jericho debuted, The Rock eviscerated him on the mic.
Yeah, he does. he kind of just buries him real quick.
And if you actually see that, so when you watch it again, they do a close-up of Jericho's face after the segment is over, and Jericho is like, it's like, I don't know if it was part of a segment, but he's clearly holding back crying.
Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
And then you see the close-up, like, oh wow, he might actually be like either really pissed off or really sad, but like The Rock owns him.
Oh, he's probably like, fuck, I have work to do. He's like, I can't cut a promo for shit.
Yeah, I forgot where I ended. But it's really good. And it's...
I've been watching ECW.
What year are you in?
97, February.
Okay, it's getting there.
Yeah. Well, it's always been good. It's always good.
Yeah, I mean, they're the reason, like...
They're getting to the first pay-per-view in April.
Have you started watching Guerrero's in there at that time, right?
No, Eddie is the U.S. champion in WCW at the time.
Oh, so he already left.
Yeah, he left a while ago.
Wow. I heard those Eddie matches in ECW were nuts.
I think that was late 95 when him and Benoit were there.
Yeah.
Or mid 95. Fretch probably knows.
Yeah, that's Fretz's wheelhouse. Eddie was ECW 94, 95. There you go. Thanks, Fretz.
See? knew I could count on you, buddy.
Yeah, you're essentially the Wong of our Wrestle Addict Radio. Eddie versus Malenko was fire. That's true as well. I need to watch some old ECW. Crazy.
It's really grainy, but it's good.
Yeah. I mean, listen, there's only so much Vince can do in the 90s to help him out. People also forget, like, part of Vince's deal with ECW is that ECW stars could show up on Raw. Like, Sabu was on Raw in its early iteration.
Yeah.
He jumped off the Raw sign, which is also kind of nuts.
Well, yeah, because the 1997 is when the ECW started showing up on Monday nights with Jerry Lawler.
Yeah.
Because Jerry Lawler has a match, I think, against Tommy Dreamer.
Because he shows up on ECW as a
pay-per-view.
surprise, and he, like, heckles all of them.
Yeah, I mean, it goes on for the full year, 97, but, like, it builds up to Barely Legal, which is the first WCW pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Excellent. Fantastic.
It's great. It's great stuff. 1997 ECW Invasion is a show Nate and I did way back. Oh, so there's an invasion angle. Oh man, I also saw the segment. They also showed me the entirety of Vince McMahon buying WCW, but Shane McMahon buying WCW segment. You know what's the shame of that segment is that Vince had to do it in Cleveland.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Like, but I also get, like, it was such a fast pace at that point. Like, you got to do something now. You know what I mean? Like, could you imagine if he had his way? He would have done it in either two places. He would have either done it at the Garden, because that would have been a great thing to do, or if he was being a dick, which he probably would have been doing, he would have done it in Atlanta.
If he could have, he would.
Could you imagine him saying, "I bought WCW," and he's in the heart of WCW country in Atlanta, Georgia?
It would have been great. It would have been the greatest thing ever.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna
fires Ted Turner on TV.
He brings on Ted Turner in Atlanta and fires him. And people don't realize that Vince McMahon is essentially a pop culture figure at this point in time.
Oh, they do. They know.
Because like I was talking to someone, I was like, Vince McMahon created the billionaire strut. Like that dumb
Yeah,
little
everyone
walk
knows
that
it.
like people think Conor McGregor did. That's not Conor. Conor's taking that from Vince.
Yeah. don't let anyone tell you
Yeah,
otherwise.
no, that's a Vince McMahon walk that people fucking love because it's so pompous. It's so pompous.
Yeah, it's like it's just such a.
I almost called this episode the billionaire strut.
That would have been great.
But Return of the Vinny Mac was good. Or I could have called it Genetic Jackhammer.
Genetic jackhammer would have been pretty good.
Oh my god, what a crazy. Watch this all be for nothing, and they never sell the company.
I don't think they're gonna sell the company.
No.
Why? Why now?
Yeah. I still think you just keep it in the family.
They should. I think they should.
But it's also a matter like
Then again, you know how many billions of dollars it's worth?
yeah. Here's what my also thing is like, does Stephanie and Tripp still want to continue to do this? Because we know Shane doesn't want to.
No, Trips does.
Tripp, well, yeah, this is all Tripp's knows.
What else is he gonna do?
Relax, you know, like.
Yeah, people like that work ethic though, they get bored.
Yeah, no, he Triple H essentially would die if he had nothing to do.
Yeah.
Like he needs to do something. Which hey, more power to him because you got to keep busy in some way, shape, or form. I would say give it to Bishop, but Bishop wants nothing to do with wrestling now. Bishop's retired.
Bishop likes bitching about wrestling.
He and fishing because he lives in like Montana.
Yeah. Like, I think it's Wyoming, whatever.
I think it is Wyoming.
Middle of nowhere.
Yeah, Wyoming-ish.
And God bless him. I'm a big fan of Bischoff.
Oh, I love Bishop. Bishop's another person I would just say, be like, just talk to me.
Yeah.
Just talk to me.
Like, I would talk to Bischoff. Excuse me. About the business end of wrestling, not the creative.
Yeah, because even
The business end is more fascinating to me, honestly.
he was great in business. Like when he was on JBL's canceled show on the network, JBL was like, "You were the highest grossing executive in Turner for like 2 years running," and JBL was like, "How did they not give you the keys to the fucking city?"
They didn't like wrestling.
I know, which is crazy.
Yeah, it's stupid. It's more like
Yeah.
Stupid's the better answer.
Like that's like he was the highest grossing executive in Turner for like 2 years. Which is yeah. No, but I think Bishop has a crazy business mind. I would love to just sit to him and be like, "Yeah, let's talk the business side of wrestling, please."
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Yeah. Like his 10-minute TED talk about wrestling was amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very brilliant.
Yeah. I was like, wow, he did that in 10 minutes? Shit. Oh,
He
man.
knows everything.
What's up?
Guy knows everything.
He does. He does. You know, if we made a university of wrestling, what would be the courses? It'd be like wrestling business by Professor Eric Bischoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho, are we good to go? Because I think everything's uploaded.
Yeah, I'm good. Everything's uploaded.
Perfect, folks. Thank you guys for joining us, especially you, Mr. Fretz and Taekwon. We will see you guys at some point next week, and hopefully the world hasn't exploded and, you know, all of that fun stuff. So,
Goodbye, friends.
see you guys later.
Midnight music.